Hi, and welcome back to Game Room Crafts. I'm Kelly. This is my game room. Let's play. Today, the kid and I are taking part in the Jurassic collaboration being held by Lula at Nerd Goblin Art, a wonderful resin artist. We decided we were going to join. We're very new to YouTube, but they welcomed non-established YouTube channel people. So, yay, that makes me feel so included. Thank you. So I'm going to do two things today. I am going to make a baby dinosaur egg, and then I'm going to make his all grown up self. So over here, I have bubbling away my 80 milliliters of Bond Crafter 1-to-1. And when that's done, that is going to fill my egg. So that dinosaur is going to look like this. But he's going to be floating in an egg, hopefully. That's the hope. Because where do dinosaurs come from? Eggs. I actually put it in for the 10-minute cycle because I want to make sure it is crystal clear. Once that's done bubbling, I will pour my dinosaur and we'll be right back for that. Okay, and we're back. And I have my little dino over here. And here is my resin fresh out of the bubbler. And here we go. Now, the idea is to get the resin only up to the bottom of his feet. Because you see, I have a little string here tied to him. And what will happen is, after the resin is soft set, I will clip off that string. He will float, and then I can fill it up the rest of the way. I mean, that's the plan anyway. Whether he actually does what I want him to do, we'll see. So that resin's going right in. I'm going really slow, trying not to actually get it on the dinosaur. And I'm actually trying not to get it on my popsicle stick because, yeah. So slow so as to introduce less bubbles. I am under no illusion whatsoever that it'll be bubble free, but I tried. This Bond Crafter resin is pretty good at self-degassing, so hopefully it will do that while I'm sitting here working on his fast forward in time. Now, I don't really want to go any higher than that because I don't want the resin covering that string. So I got a little bit of resin left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my grass green Say So glow powder. There's not much in here, so I'm not gonna put very much. And I'm gonna make me some of my gems. Gonna just give that a stir. Now, this is more coarse than your mica powder, so it's gonna feel different when you're mixing it, and it's gonna take a while to break up any of those chunks because it is chunky and it is gritty. Don't like to waste anything, so I'm gonna pour that off. Okay, then when I am done with that glow powder is going nowhere because I'm going to use it to color Mr. Dino, Mr. T-Rex,
the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
So let me get this in and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So this is what we've decided to do. That baby dinosaur is going to grow up to be a big, terrifying T-Rex because he's hangry and he needs a Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pounce him with some different colors. We have chosen to make his claws bronze. And then I'm going to pounce a little brown and olive green throughout his body area, except for his eye. His eye is going to get Say So glow in the dark orange yellow, just for his eye. And then the rest of his body will be the grass green glow in the dark. And we are going to make this guy glow. So I have my powders here. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our channel. In case you've never seen us before, thank you for joining us. I know you've come to us because of the collaboration, which is why I'm so grateful that Nerd Goblin Art put out the invitation video. We are fairly new to YouTube. We have played in resin for the last 3 years, but our premiere date was June 5th of this year. And we put out a video just about every week. Not every week. Sometimes life gets in the way. But we try. Okay, see what I'm doing there? Taking my powder and just putting it where his claw is. It's kind of hard to see where his claw ends and where his foot begins. But we shall endeavor to make it accurate to the mold. I don't know, sometimes you flip it over and you can see, but this time not really. I don't know. Hopeful. Fingers crossed. That's our play motto. Fingers crossed. I mean, really, that's all we're doing. We're sitting in our game room, which was the kids' game room from the time she was 2 years old. She would come in here and play with her Barbies, her cars, her dinosaurs. Then video games. She and my nephews come in and play video games. When that was all done, because she's now a high school, college, high school / college graduate, because she graduated high school and college at the same time at age 17 because she skipped the grade. All of a sudden, she don't have time to play games no more. But because she and I spend time together crafting, we decided to change the game room, and this is what we've done. Our hobbies have taken over the room. Or should I say my hobbies, kid? What do you think?
Well, like when I eventually make things for the Game Room Crafts channel, I'll be doing them in here, but all of my supplies and stuff is in my room. So in terms of things that have physically taken over the room, it would mostly be like the resin stuff.
Mixed mold.
Resin, mixed mold, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily my thing.
Although she has no qualms about telling me that I'm doing it wrong.
What? No, I'm kidding.
Well, if you're doing it wrong, I'm going to say you're doing it wrong, right? That's okay.
Like those colors don't go together,
Those,
Mom.
yep.
Okay.
What color wheel are you working from exactly, Mom?
Color triangle.
Wow. Okay.
But
Dodecahedron. That bad, huh? Woo. Okay. All right.
I'm kidding.
I don't know that you're kidding.
I just said that I'm kidding, so there's that. But
Okay, so I know you're not going to be able to tell from her voice or her hands. Please show your hands on camera. Okay, this is my hand.
The frame's not really helping. It looks like I have no thumbs. I swear I do.
Kid is 18. Sometimes when she talks, it sounds like she's a
half.
What?
Almost.
Okay, she's 18 and a half. Excuse me. Heaven forbid I missed the half. We went to a restaurant. Was it last year?
No, I was 16 at the time.
Okay, she was 16 at the time. We went to a restaurant. And they're one of those, it was a buffet. And the buffet dude comes over and he's like, is she 10 or 11? She looked so offended. And we all started laughing and we're like, she's 16.
In hindsight, I should have just been like 10.
Right, because they charge less for the 10-year-old.
Yeah.
You eat about it the same as a 10-year-old too.
What?
Kid is tiny. Kid is tiny. She is
5 feet tall.
Yep, barely 5 feet tall.
I am exactly 5 feet tall. But technically, I don't know why, there's an ambiguous 1/4 inch that keeps disappearing. No, but sometimes when they measure me, it's 5 feet and a 1/4, and then sometimes when they measure me, it's 5 feet. I don't know.
I know why.
Why?
Because you have curly hair. And when you go to the doctor, they don't push down on the top of your head hard like they used to. When I worked at the doctor's office, they used to push that thing down pretty darn hard. But you have curly, bouncy hair. So that 1/4 inch comes in from your hair. Did you leave your hair curly that day? Did you,
I
straighten it out a bit?
I never do that.
Are you wearing your army boots?
Usually they tell you to take those off, though.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I made a boo-boo.
What's wrong?
I put too much alcohol and now it's all gone. All that work for nothing. I did it for nothing, kid. I did it for nothing. I have to start all over. Wait, dry it out.
Yeah, and you say I'm the one who sounds like a baby sometimes. But
Oh no, I totally baby talk. That's why Pepsi, by the way, is our game room mascot. If you are new to the channel,
someone started smiling.
he is a Min Pin Chihuahua, and he likes to be here with me in the room. And when I close the door, he gets very upset and cries.
He's growling at me.
He's growling at you because you're not playing with him. You're not giving him enough attention.
I went over to pet him.
Oh, wait, I know. You gave him a stick. He doesn't want you near his stick.
I approached.
I did it again. Gun. Fun it.
I'm just gonna go.
No, it wasn't you. It was me. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I don't even know that that's going to work. I hope it does. Okay, so when you're doing your molds, whatever color touches your mold first is usually the color that you see once the resin has been poured and cured. So I try to get to glow, but I don't know that it will. So I'm just hedging my bets. I'm putting a little bit of orange mica powder in that spot also and kind of burnishing it in. Okay. Then the kid, who is never happy with just one thing, wanted me to pounce some other colors throughout his body. So we're going to do some brown. I think we'll do the tip of the tail in brown. the tip of the tail on this mold, by the way, which I got from Amazon. If I can find the link and my links are working, it will be in the description box below. Okay, so wherever I put that brown, I'm kind of just like using the brush and rubbing it in. And now we're going to use a little bit of olive green. Do you know what my favorite part of Jurassic Park was? My favorite part of Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park now, was when the lawyer, was he a lawyer? I think he was a lawyer, got eaten by the T-Rex in the bathroom. He deserved it. He abandoned those kids. That was my favorite part, when somebody gets theirs. All right, so you see he's got some color here and there. I'm not touching his teeth, I don't think. His teeth are so tiny that I don't think that it'll show, but he will probably just glow green. His teeth will glow green. Okay. So now we're going to use the Sesio glow-in-the-dark powder. Seso. Seso? Because I say so?
That's something or other.
Glow-in-the-dark powder in grass green. We wanted to try this one. So anyway, I'm going to use my fluffy brush. I'm going to fluff it all around inside the mold. I'm not sure that it works this way, but I also don't care if it doesn't work this way. I'm doing it. If it works, hip hip hooray. If it doesn't work, oh well, I tried. Because I'm also going to put this grass green in my resin, which I'll be mixing up very shortly here. So I'm not worried about the fact that I'm going over my brown and my olive, because whatever touched the molds first is what you're going to see. So it's already there. I'm not worried over it. On the other hand, the kid, the reason she stopped doing this part of the resin is that she doesn't like the fact that resin does what resin wants to do.
I want resin to do what I wanted to do.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. When she does a project and it doesn't turn out exactly the way she envisioned it in her head, that's a problem. When the thing oh my goodness, I don't think that spot was his eye. That's his eye.
Oops.
When I put the color on, then you could see it. So that's just a spot.
Oh, wow.
Should I wipe it off and make it orange?
It's fine.
No. That's not how that works. It's fine, I think. Sort of, maybe. How is it that when you want it to do something and it doesn't do it, you tweak out? But when I show you that it's not doing something and should I fix it, you're like, it's fine. Leave it alone, Mom. Leave it alone.
Because I'd rather it glow in the wrong spot than be like all like muddied up and not work at all.
Oh,
well, we'll see.
We shall see. We shall. Okay, I'm going to use a micro brush then to apply it. See, I couldn't see it until the color went in. All right. Hopefully that works. Once the color went over it, I was like, wait a minute. That's the eye. Okay. That needs to stay there because I need to mix that into my resin, which I'm going to do now. And through the magic of editing, you will see it now. Okay, so like I said, through the magic of editing, here we are. 100 of Bondcrafter 1-to-1. This is the Sigwan fluorescent green. I'm only putting 2 drops for the entire 100 milliliters. And you're going, but why? Because most of my color is going to be coming from that glow powder. And I learned that if I put too much other color in, the glow powder won't show. So here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm not even going to measure it. I'm just dumping it in. Why? Because I want him to glow. It's actually not really that much. I'm stirring by hand so I can mush those big chunks against the side of the cup and kind of break it up. I did it with my paddle before, and I still got chunks of the glow powder in it. Now, I kind of like that effect because when you shine the black light on it, you see those big chunks. Okay, so I gotta tell you what happened. For my baby dinosaur egg, I was supposed to hit that with more resin when the egg was at the stringy stage where it's not quite set. And when you touch it with, I touch it with my little scribe, I would get a string come up. When you pour it like that, you will not see a definitive line between first pour and second pour. If you wait just a little too long, you will get a line. And that's what happened here. I saw baby dino. I was like, oh, he should be just about set. He's okay. Look, oh, look, he kind of slid to the side. So I moved him over while my resin was in the bubbler, which took 10 minutes. In that time, actually less than that. Oh, I would say maybe 3 minutes after that, he was set. Once I had moved him to the center again, That was it. He wasn't moving anymore. He's solid. I believe we're going to see a line. So we decided rather than pour more clear on the bottom so that we see that line going all the way through, we're going to embrace that line. We're going to make the bottom of his egg green because more than likely we're going to put him in a nest of some sort. I have some moss and maybe some rocks because he's a dino. He's a baby dino. He needs a bed. You know, he's the ones that were born in the wild, not in the incubator in the movie. Okay, so that's that. I think it's ready. We're going to pour some in the egg. Well, I see 3. Oops, back in the pool, guys, back in the pool. Okay, well, he's gonna have that one bit. I see it on the bottom. I'm not mad about it. Like I said, they fluoresce like crazy under the black light. You get these chunks that didn't get mixed in well, and they just shine like nobody's business. Now, our T-Rex is large enough that he would make a great wall hanging for like a kid's room. I know the kid would have loved it when she was going through her dinosaur phase. You know, back then she could name all the dinos. I don't think she can do it now, but she can name most of the dragons now. So I have this problem. I keep calling my dinosaurs dragons and my dragons dinosaurs, much to the kids' consternation. Okay, so egg goes back there. We're gonna call him Buddy because I can't remember his name. He's a T-Rex. Maybe he's Ted. Is he Ted? Ted the T-Rex? Okay. And we're going to pour. I'm not sure this is enough. I might have to mix up more. I don't know. We're gonna hope. We're gonna hope. Slowly. I'm gonna start at the head because he has all those little teeth. Yeah, this isn't gonna be enough because this is a thick mold. He has those claws that need to be filled up. Right now it would have been good to have the Lazy Susan, but it's outside by my paint. I've been using it when I do my spray painting. I'm gonna kind of coax that down towards the tip. I mean, when I tell you that tail is tight, that tail is tight. Super tight. All right, buddy. Let's try and get you full. Oh, you're gonna get a nice big dot down there. I just saw it go in. I'm not fishing it out. Feet. Other feet. I'm not calling them hands. I refuse. And Pepsi grabs his bone with his 2 front paws. The kid refers to it as holding it with his hands, which I said, you are a college graduate. You know those are not hands. Okay, let's scrape all of that goodness out because I don't want to do a lot of trimming. I'm pretty sure I'm going to anyway because I don't want to have to make up more resin. He can take a lot. I think he can take a lot more. I mean, like probably another ounce or 2. I know that I'm going to be needing to trim near the tail because it's so tight there, but it is what it is. All right, so that is that. And we are going to let these guys cure up and we will be back to demold them and see if our vision at all came true with the execution. I doubt it. I tried. I did. You saw me. I have this. I took that extra. I have a little mold over here that I'm filling up with gems. So whatever's left gets scraped and put over there. Now, when we come back, we're going to demold these guys and see how we did. Stay tuned.
Over 65 million years
later.
And we're back with Blue, our favorite Jurassic World dinosaur. We love Blue. Blue stole the show. It stole my heart. Unfortunately, I don't have Blue as a mold because Blue was a raptor. I do not have a raptor mold. What I do have is Fred. Maybe he's Ted. Is he Ted? Ted the T-Rex? Okay. But we're not going to open Fred yet. We're going to open baby Fred.
I'm the baby, brand new, just out. Gotta love me. Come on, gotta love me.
Yes, we named the dinosaur Fred. Kid, can you please explain why we named our dinosaur Fred?
Everyone else is going to be using names that start with T's, so we got to do something unexpected.
Because we're unexpected like that.
Yep.
Or at least we try to be. Okay, so there is a little lip here. Okay, so as you remember, we poured our dinosaur in clear, and then we put the fluorescent green alcohol ink, and that also has some of the grass green glow powder in it. This is all clear. And you know what? There's no bubbles. Maybe there's a little bit of micro bubble right there, but it's on the inside. There's nothing I can do about that. See those speckles? They're brighter green than the rest of it. That's that powder that I told you was not mixing in. And yes, there are bubbles in the green because I mixed it up and it was too late. I could not put him back in the debubbler because it was starting to warm up. So here's the thing. I mix my resin 4 minutes. Just with my part A, part B, I mix it 4 minutes. Then I add whatever colorant I'm going to use and I stick it in my debubbler normally, and I do it for 4 or 10 minutes. Now I have a 20-minute work time with my resin before it starts to warm up. The problem is that usually I put the colorant in first and then I put it in the debubbler. This time I didn't put the color in first because I was thinking I was going to pour it clear, but what happened was I waited too long and he set, so I would have had that hard line, which yes, I do have that hard line because I knew it was coming, but this time I made it look like I did it on purpose. So I poured the bottom in a different color. Okay, so now we demold Fred. So I'm guessing this is Fred before, and this is Fred after. He's still a little soft, but I'm a little impatient. The kid thinks she knows something that nobody else is aware of. Anybody who's seen my channel knows I'm impatient. I'm also clumsy. Okay, so there's a lot of knockoff overage, nothing major. Okay, we come around the head and very carefully at that tail because it's very thin. I mean, thin. And there is Fred. Want to see kid?
Ooh, I like that.
You like Fred? Can he? Whoop. Well, his leg is still a little soft. Tomorrow, he'll be nice and solid. So you see, I'm just peeling off this stuff, which, I mean, like, it's easy to do right now. If I wanted to wait, I wouldn't have demolded Fred early. I never want to wait. That's the thing. But doing this makes it easy for me to trim off any of this excess that I don't like. Yeah, the stuff. It makes it easier for me because the burring tools don't like me. And X-Acto knives or craft blades don't like me either. I can't even tell you how many slices and cuts I have. I have recently gotten a thumb protector to use when I'm using my craft blade. See? It just slips on just like that. It's like a thumb prophylactic. Ooh, look at that. Easy, easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, what's wrong, buddy? Oh, you stopped rubbing his belly. That's why he growled. I show you. There's a Pepsi. Hi, Peps. Say hi, people. Sit pretty. Can you sit pretty? You're not in frame. Can you sit pretty? No. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, I asked. He said no. It's cool.
He really said no.
So you see why I did not color in his teeth? It's so tiny, very tiny. And there's that tongue. There's no way I would have been able to choose which was tongue and which was just musculature, which, as you know from watching the movies, when he opens his mouth, you can see a lot of that musculature, jaw muscle. Okay, I have to let that harden up before I can trim him anymore because he's bending. But yeah, there we go. There is Fred the dinosaur, our contribution to the Jurassic collaboration. And Fred and Friend is supposed to glow. So we're going to give him a little blast with some UV light and CCC.
Can you tell? Can you see?
Ready. Nice.
What's cool is you can actually see that the dino himself is glowing separate
Yes.
from the bottom. That's cool.
Yes, he has his own internal glow. Yep. Because he's still pure of heart. Sweet little dino dude. Well.
Wait, by that implication, that means that even in his fully grown form, Fred has...
I told you, Fred is sweet. He's just hangry. He needs a Snickers.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be one of those people who would flock to Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, and I'd probably be the first one to get eaten. It's so not worth the price of admission. Well, I am so glad that Fred and baby Fred turned out the way I wanted him to. Thank you so much for joining us in the game room. We were so happy to be part of this collaboration. Please watch the playlist of the other collaborators. It is in our description box below. Thank you so much to Lula at Nerd Goblin Arts for allowing us to be part of this collaboration. And we will see you next week? Tomorrow. Oh, we are actually going to be at a regular scheduled program date tomorrow. Back here in the game room. I have no idea what we're doing, but we're going to endeavor to have fun. In the meantime, watch the playlist and don't forget to play. See you next time. Bye.